Hey everybody, here we are, back at it again. I hope some of you put a little more effort into it this time around than just making a lengthy PowerPoint and recording it for 5 minutes. I was very lenient last time, but I don't know how much more of that I can take. So, the movie we're going to be getting into today is Escape from Alcatraz. Great movie, would recommend. I'm sure you know what's going on here. It's very self-explanatory, based on a true story. But for those of you that haven't seen it, or just for some context, here's a quick summary.
No one has ever escaped from Alcatraz. And no one ever will. And no one ever will.
No one's ever busted out.
There hasn't been a day that I've been on this rock that I didn't think of busting out.
Is it true no one's ever bust out of here?
So they tell me.
Bustin' makes me feel good.
So, like I said, great movie, classic, but there is this one really corny scene that I'm about to get into, which is bad for a lot more reasons than just the shoddy chemistry, and it's pretty much the only chemistry in the movie as far as I can remember. The basic idea is Clint wants to weld the tip of his nail clipper to the end of a spoon so he'll have a better digging tool, or a better handle for the digging tool when he's digging. He steals the spoon, no problem, but he thinks going through all the trouble and risk of welding these two things together makes more sense than just sharpening the spoon on the concrete floor or just dealing. That's what his superior IQ put together, and he gets away with it. So let's take a look. So what he did was he took a dime, shaved it down into little pieces, and then used that as a solder to weld the two pieces together with the heat of the matches. The movie's set in '62, and then dimes before 1965 were mostly made of silver, which could be used as a solder, but the melting point of silver is at about 1700 degrees, and a match burns at a max of 800 degrees. So if you take into account that the silver had been ground up and there were multiple matches, the chances are a little better than that. But he'd likely need a bucket full of match heads to be able to properly melt the silver that he'd just have to keep adding on for a continuous burn. And I probably don't have to mention that that would be completely impractical because the smell would be overwhelming and he certainly would have been caught.
English. Is it possible to weld two pieces of metal together here in the cell?
Bruh, do I look like a chemist? No, I do not do magical science in prison cells. I hand out Ebony magazine. I hand out magazines, and you escape from prison because I am a secondary character fulfilling the role of the wise old sage, and I have my limits because this is supposed to be an incredible true story, not a totally unbelievable fake story. So have a good day. Make my day, head ass.
But let's forgive that and say melted and soldered it successfully. There's still the problem that for a proper weld that's actually going to hold up to some abuse, you need what's called a flux to make a proper bond. A flux is typically some kind of chemical agent such as soda carbonate, charcoal, borax, lime, or lead sulfide, among others. The flux serves as multiple purposes depending on the materials, but primarily it's used to prevent oxides from forming on the surface of the metal and to absorb impurities so you get a much more solid bond. Otherwise, the bond's probably going to hold for simple applications, but there's no way he's getting away with bashing it into the concrete like that. I mean, just look at that. Your gut tells you there's no way that would last, even if you did everything right. You could have conceivably got borax or some other cleaning agent from within the prison to use as a flux, but would that really change your mind about this? No, it's not changing mine. What really makes it is this gem of a scene right here.
I smell something burning.
I don't smell anything.
Hell, it must be my imagination. Working nights really gets to you after a while.
Huh. Must be my imagination.
We gotta try it from
Like
my
he's in a
side.
PS2 game or something. So anyway, as I said earlier, in order for the physical process of soldering to be effective, you need to incorporate the chemical process provided by the flux. And that's kind of like how you need a good ending to a video to really make it stick, to make it be able to handle the abuse of critical eyes critiquing its legitimacy. And for those eyes, I have absolutely nothing. I'm going to give up the search prematurely on that front, a la the Warden of Alcatraz. Here is the shower scene that you saw a bit of earlier. Maybe turn it off now.
I'm looking for a new hunt.
Good luck.
You don't understand. I just found it.
Why don't you show her what you can do?